And welcome back to 13 Folds Live on lemonadio.com. Thank you guys for sticking around. I hope you guys enjoyed the new format that we've been using for the beginning of all the music section. We're going to do another round of that after our interview that we're doing today with Kevin Horan of the Stone Road Band. And Kevin's going to be playing some new music and I guess some of his old stuff that he sent us a little bit of their portfolio just to give you guys a taste, just a tip for tonight. And I'm also joined by my hostesses, Jess Salemi and Eddie Bills. How you guys doing tonight?
Hello.
Hey, I'm behind the scenes.
So you're way out west in Arkansas, right?
I am. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Wow, and where it never snows, right?
Right? Yeah. They got dumped on for the first time in 6 years, they're telling me.
You brought it with you then?
No, I came after. I brought the sun.
Oh, okay. Well, good. They owe you free meals for melting all the snow. That's what I would say.
They do.
And we got Kevin with us. Kevin, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing excellent, as always. Living the dream.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And you guys have been working on something. You haven't let COVID put you down, right? You guys have been producing some new music, from what I understand.
Yeah, we got a new single coming out in a couple weeks, and then we're going to start releasing a new single every month for the duration of the year.
Nice. So that's at least another 10 songs, right?
Yeah, something like that. So we're right now we're ahead of schedule. So we're having some fun talking to some friends and adding them to the tracks. And
can we get some techno remixes in the middle? Little you know?
Maybe
we can have an EDM night.
Yeah. But yeah, we canceled. We had to cancel so many shows last year, so and we're all kind of spread out in New England, so it kind of made sense once we figured out how to do this virtually that we could do it.
Now you're from Ohio, am I correct?
Yes, Columbus.
Now,
OH.
Did you grow up there, or how old were you when you moved before you moved here?
So I grew up in Columbus. My parents are from Massachusetts originally.
Oh, okay.
And but me and my three my three brothers and I were we all grew up in Columbus, and then I came out here in 2004 to finish college.
So you grew up in the rock and roll scene out in Ohio, because there's a lot of great musicians and music from Ohio. How did that influence you growing up?
Well, I don't know that it influenced me too much until I got into college.
Yeah.
When I actually got into my own band, and then growing up where I grew up in the suburbs and went to Catholic school, and just
so a lot of gangster rap.
What was that?
So a lot of gangster rap.
Actually, yeah,
dude, those Catholic school kids don't fuck around.
The Lexus and listening to Biggie and Lil Kim and all that stuff, and then I roll up with my Dave Matthews and Fish. And
nice.
Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
The 90s.
That's how we create unity, man. Unity through music.
Yeah, exactly.
Little Dave Matthews, Biggie, unity there. We'll do a mashup between vehicles. So what brought you out here to the East Coast?
We came out here every summer, so it was kind of like home away from home as it was, because our entire family lived out here. Actually, my cousin, who's our guitar player, he lives in Mass. So, but I came out for college. I finished my last couple years. I went to UMass Lowell.
All right.
And and
Graphic design major, I assume.
graphic design. Yes.
I just assumed that because I didn't research you or anything, but all the cool people are graphic design majors in some way or another.
Of course.
So.
Yeah. No, I picked a degree that felt like I could get through it.
Yeah, well, that's a good one to pick.
Yeah.
You know,
so,
it's still a lot. You know, it's still a lot of work. People don't realize art school's not as much of a breeze as everybody thinks it is. You got to do a
not at
lot
all.
of work,
No,
man.
not at all. To really be a good graphic designer and go off and have a pretty good career with it, you've really got to put your time in, and a lot of work goes into it. And
Yeah.
I had guys that I was in class with that were phenomenal designers. I was not. I can manipulate photos and stuff like that. But,
Well, that's important too.
sure, you know.
So listen, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I want to play some music so everybody else can get to hear you guys, because we got a large audience and a lot of them may not have been through our local music scene up here in New England. So let's start out. I got a song coming up, Breakdown. It's the radio edit, so it probably means no swearing or anything in it, right?
No, I think it was just 10 minutes long. So.
Okay. You know what? You can get away with that. We would accept that.
You brought it in.
All right. So here's Breakdown from the Stone Road Band. We'll be right back. You're listening to 13 Folds Radio on lemonadio.com.
Knock, knock, who's there? I'm coming for you, I'm gonna make you understand. I'm the voice that speaks with you inside your head. I told you once, I told you twice, this time I'm not gonna be so nice. And now I feel it deep in your leg. And if you break down, no, don't you know? Well, if you love them, don't let them see you this way.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Back to 13
We're all
Folds
doing okay?
live on lemonadio.com. We're joined today by Kevin Horan from the Stone Road Band. And that was So High Above, which is off of your live CD from that. Is that the one from Dusk?
Yeah. We recorded, I think it's 8 tracks, and we did 2 shows and worked with Vinny Bellows of 476 Productions.
Yep, I love Vinny.
Yeah, he's great. He went on the road with me over the summer. We drove cross country, and I played at the Gorge in Washington. And but yeah, he's one of those, like, it just happened. We fell into him. We played a show. He sent us some mixes the next day. We had no idea he was even recording, and he's like,
Nice.
Hey dude, I recorded this and I got half the show, and if you want I could mix it. And the guys flipped out when they heard it, and so we took like the next 6 months or so, and we really dove in. We played another show, and we got some really good collection of songs out of it.
It's tough to do a live recording always. So I'm always impressed when I hear one and the quality is spot on like that. So, good work to everybody involved with that. And
thank you very much.
I love the sound. It's very classic rock. Where did that, how would you describe your sound? I mean, because I've only heard those the few couple songs that you sent, but
Mhm.
how would you define your sound, and and where does it come from? As far as everybody involved.
I would well we're mostly 90s kids, 80s 90s kids, so a lot of the music we would listen to is alternative 90s alternative rock. But everybody listens to such a wide variety of music, and I think we all have that love for the classics as well, the
Yeah.
Zeppelins and the Beatles and all those. But our guitar player Mikey and our bass player Phil and Brian as well. They are huge Allman Brothers fans. So
Yeah.
Love
um,
I can
Allman
he-
Brothers.
I can hear
Love them
that
yeah,
in the
so much.
and
music.
they've got me into them. They've got me, and Mikey he's been really working on playing slide more and incorporating that, and so it's kind of cool because I kind of have like I guess maybe more the singer songwriter vibe, and then Mikey brings in his crusty southern rock edge, and then
Yeah.
Brian and Phil just bring in a plethora of Phil's been around the live music scene in Providence, I think, for I don't know 20, 25 years or so, and so it all just kind of blends together and just makes
So
whatever
who
it
does
is.
most of the writing?
I come up with the core, the actual song itself and the
Okay.
lyrics and the structure, and then the fellas come in and add their genius.
Yeah, and then that's when the magic comes together, in the studio. So uh, with COVID, you've been doing a lot of new work.
hmm
And you're putting out a new album. Like you said earlier, you're going to be releasing a new song every month, which I like that. I like that. It's a different approach to it. And I think you've used COVID to be creative, think outside the box, and I can appreciate that. Now, whose idea was that? You know?
That that actually, I was just saying, it sparked from doing this. we,
Nice.
I was coming on, and I said, well, they want some music for me to play. We've got eight songs on our album. They want 6. What 2 do you vote off? And then Phil suggested, well, why don't we drop Helen for the night and see what people think? And I said, well, if we do that, and that's the song we had been working on for quite a while, for like the last year.
Yeah.
I said, well, if we do that, then I really want to follow it with something else, like either a full album. And then I think it was Brian jumped in and said, well, why don't we do something like every month? And I think it just kind of spun out of this whole, it's unpredictable what's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody
Yes.
really expected us to be here still, a year later.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother discussion, but it just seems like the time to really get adventurous and creative and figure out new ways to do things.
Well, and if everything opens back up, we can always have a release party in the middle of all this shit anyways,
yeah, exactly. But we felt like at least if we can't do much this year, this kind of keeps us a little bit relevant. I mean, we're still growing. We still, we're not a huge band.
Yeah.
But we're still plugging away at it. But
Well, you'll be
this felt
huge now. Between your guys' parents and our parents, that's an extra 20, 30 listeners.
Exactly.
So when you're doing the producing all this time, now obviously you did those live. The new ones that you're putting out, are these also live recordings, or are you doing them out of a studio?
We're scattered, and this actually ended up kind of working out in our favor in that we had to get creative when everything did shut down. We had to cancel our gigs because we were already struggling with figuring out how are we going to make this work with everybody kind of scattered around New England.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing it virtually. So for the last year, we just kind of got creative, and we all had the stuff that we needed.
Are you using Zoom? Are you using Zoom or Google Meets?
So we've been at this we started the process in like April, May of last year, and we just had our first Zoom meeting like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So
how does that line up for like when you're all playing together?
So the way it starts is, first off, I'll come up with the song or whatever, and we basically picked, all right, these are the songs I think we could start working with. We're doing a couple that were on the live album. We wanted to give them kind of more of the studio treatment.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to throw some new stuff in there as well. So we just picked a list of songs, started picking them apart. What do we like about this, that, and the other? And then we went with, so far, I think we've got about 10 songs that we think we're going to do. And so then I'll record a scratch track with my guitar and my vocals. I'll play to a metronome, which we have learned how to do finally.
Yeah.
And then I'll send it off to the guys in a Dropbox. And then
Okay, so you're not doing it like on a Zoom call together.
no. It's all just, I do my thing, I send it, and then as time goes on,
It becomes more finished.
3 of them surprise me with something one day. I just wake up and, hey, I finished the drums, or I finished the bass, or we did both. And then when this came up, we had already Helen was basically done, and we had a couple in the mix, and we said, well, what the hell? Let's keep doing this. And this keeps us together and doing stuff. And I think we're becoming a better band because of it, to be honest.
Well, think of how much easier it'll be when you guys are all together, and you can actually work on producing a song face to face. You'll be like Voltron, you'd be this awesome songwriting robot machine.
We actually just got together this past Saturday for the first time. So the last time we actually saw each other and were together was at a show that we did at Dusk.
Yep.
In September, we did one of the outdoor shows.
I was there. It was great.
Yes. It was different. It was different than what we're used to doing, but it's hard to tell if people are digging it because everybody's so far away. We miss being close to everybody, but
they had the little bonfires and stuff going, so that was kind of
warm.
It was it was cool.
And the spools for the tables, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it was good to be in a room together this past weekend and see each other, and just we booked 4 hours and just so that gave us enough time to catch up and have some laughs and then do what we got to do because we've got a live stream coming up in a week.
Nice. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, actually. So let's play a couple more tunes off of this, off of the live album From Dusk. Isn't that well, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to spoil the surprises. Anyways, we're going to play some more songs from the Stone Road Band and talk to Kevin a little bit more about things. They got exciting things coming up. Thank you, while I have the chance, to our sponsors, Northeast Alternatives, our premier sponsor. They've been helping us do this thing since the forego, like since concept. They were committed. They've been helping us out, getting things going. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you to Solar Therapeutics, Kind Card, and a Wonderland Smoke Shop, who has been with us since I think our 3rd year with the magazine. Like, he's been with us the longest out of everybody. Yeah. And I love Chris. He's an awesome guy. Thank you guys for supporting us, making this happen, giving local musicians outlet to get their stuff heard by people who normally wouldn't have the opportunity to hear it. And I mean, giving us a chance to get together on COVID. I mean, this is the closest thing to live events we get. So yeah, thank you guys for making all this happen. You're listening to 13 Folds Live on lemonadio.com. We'll be back in a few.
It's all my fault. One trip and fall. Can anyone see I'm still here? Buried alive with all my fears. Look through the time and all its progress, just to feel safe in my own way.
ladies. This is old Dusty here. Yeah, I dusted off old Dusty this afternoon, as my other guitar is feeling somewhat ill today, so I busted out old Dusty.
Now that one was Brutus, correct?
Yes, that's my boy Brutus. That's named after my dog.
Oh, nice.
He was there when I came up with it.
How old's your dog?
He's getting up there, man. He's 10 and a half.
10 and a half. It's got to be a pit bull with a name like Brutus. What is he?
He was advertised as a handsome bulldog lab mix, but then I met him and I was like, yeah, okay, that head is way too triangular to not be a pit. So we think it's some kind of mix. It's a bully mix and lab.
All right,
so
that's awesome. Yeah, we have a couple studio dogs that I love.
Okay.
I have to get here early and let them out sometimes. And so I've become Uncle Dave. They're nice to me.
What kind of dogs?
My Silas is a boxer lab, and then my Fran is a lab hound terrier.
So the boxer lab probably looks. Sorry, I have my drumsticks in my hand. I didn't mean to point. I'm going to put those on the floor. I fidget when I get nervous. I bet your boxer probably looks a little bit like my dog.
Yeah, so a lot of people think he's pit when they look at his face because of that boxiness of the face. But he's definitely a boxer. He's definitely a boxer lab.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of those lab qualities, though. I love the dog. He's my favorite dog. And and he mainly just because he likes me. He's the only only person that likes me is Jess's dog. So so now,
and he's a person. He's not wrong by saying person because he's a person.
Oh yeah, he's chill.
I get that.
Now that was another song off the live CD that you recorded at dusk. Now you have something going on March 4th, right?
That is correct. We are taking the stage for the first time in I think over a year.
Wow.
And we're going to do a live stream. Vinny Bellows and 476 and Rick and the guys over at Dusk have all been working hard to put on live streams every Thursday night. And
nice.
The band's actually been watching them every week. We sit and we text with each other and we watch all the other. I saw Corinne Southern in the Constellations a couple weeks ago.
And then I know Sugar Cones.
Yeah. I missed that one, but I've seen the last 3, I think. But I love seeing all that happening. It's good to see people up on stages again and jamming out.
Even without a crowd. You know,
without a crowd, it's just good
still
to see
fun to
people
watch
on a stage. And the way Vinny shoots too is you almost feel like you're there anyway. So
so is this one going to be, are you guys going to have any people live in front of you while you perform at this one, or is it all just live stream?
I'm not sure.
Besides significant others, probably.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No. So no friends or family. We should start running our shows like that when when COVID's over. No more friends and family. COVID.
That's people.
you have to pay.
So also tell us a little bit about what you guys started as in the beginning. When you guys first got together, how did you guys all get together? And then you guys were a cover band.
Yeah, so I had moved to Providence in 2016 and I really hadn't been playing much music for a few years. I used to do kind of the cover acoustic guy thing at the bars, and I still do a lot of that, but I hadn't been doing it for a few years, and it's almost like infectious. The second you pull into Providence, you just can feel the beauty of all the art that takes place there. And I also wanted to meet some people, and I found this ad on Craigslist for guys looking for like a 90s alternative cover band. I'm like, well, these guys are probably about my age, and this, I just want to kind of get out and get my feet wet again. So it was myself and then Brian, our drummer, and then it was two other guys actually. And it didn't quite work out. But we started, it got us going. But in doing that, I found Brian, which was like, I'm a drummer myself, so I'm very picky in who the drummers that I like to play with. Yeah. And I could see him working things out as he was playing. I could see him thinking everything through, the next move. And we were just a cover band. So I knew there was something there, and we got along. And it kind of just, so we decided to end it with the other two, and we still had a gig, and the other guys didn't really want to do it. So jokingly, I just said, well, the two of us should just do it, like the White Stripes or something.
Yeah.
He's like, well, actually my brother could fill in on bass. And I was like, well, I got a cousin that plays guitar. We jam a little bit. I could see if he'd be into it. And so we kept Mikey because he just fit right in, and his brother was kind enough to help us for the one show. And then we found another bass player that didn't really work out. And then Phil plopped into our laps, and I walked into the jam stage room and saw Phil and didn't need to hear him play. I just said he's.
And where was that? Where was that you saw him?
At Jam Stage in Pawtucket.
Okay.
Yeah, we had him. I think Brian found him on Craigslist, and he didn't want to do an original band. He just wanted to be in a cover band. At that time, we were starting to talk about doing some original material because we tried to be as original as we could as a cover band, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, do the covers, but you make them your own.
Make them our own, and then maybe play some ones that people might not really expect to hear and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. And the more we started doing that, I think the more we got, and it influenced me to write in a way that I had never written before. And then when you're playing with guys like Mikey and Brian, and then eventually Phil, who are all just real masters at what they do. I mean, they're just incredible musicians. I gush over them. I know I'm a bias because I play with them, but I wouldn't I wouldn't write the way I do if it weren't for those guys.
Well, we have two more songs left. One of them's a surprise, so we don't want to spill the beans yet. This next one is End of the Line. Tell us a little bit about this song. What's End of the Line about?
I think this was when I was realizing that I had a pretty good band, and I felt like maybe there was something I could do with it. I was not happy in what I was doing for my work life, and I was feeling very claustrophobic because of that. And I think this song just felt kind of like a breakout of all, kind of like your
being reborn. You're ready to go at it.
Yeah. Just kind of like, screw this. This is cool. Let's do this instead.
All right. Well, let's check this out. End of the Line by the Stone Road Band. We'll be right back. 13 Folds live on lemonadio.com.
Oh no, he can't betray us.
you very much for the Stone Road Band. Thank you so much. Kevin Horan, Mikey Horan, Brian Lowe, and Phil Smith on the bass. Thank you so much. Good night, Dusk. Thank you.
Nice. And that was End of the Line. I had to let it all play out, man. I like hearing the endings. Like I said, I love the extracurricular shit. And plus, I love hearing the shout out to Dusk. I love Rick and those guys over there.
Absolutely.
They're all good friends of mine. So, shout out to Dusk. And I hope you guys, March 4th, you're going to be doing, which is Eddie Bill's birthday, from what I understand. So March 4th, you have the live stream from Dusk. So everybody be sure to, check out. Where do people check you out?
I was going to jump in and say that's going to be on Dusk's YouTube page. We'll have it all up on our social media and all that. But speaking of which, you can find us at thestoneroadband.com. We are at Instagram, The Stone Road Band, Facebook, The Stone Road Band. Basically, just type something and put the Stone Road Band on it.
You'll find them. You will find them there.
We're on Spotify. As you've been playing, Alive at Dusk is available on Spotify. And I actually just put out a small 3-song EP around December.
Oh, yeah?
That's out. It's just a tiny little thing called Cricket. It's just got a few tunes on it. And
nice.
Just acoustic. So, yeah.
Well, that's always good.
We're out there.
It's always good to branch off and do some other stuff. It's all art in the long run. It's all art. It's all therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I did a Christmas tune. So, and that kind of, I was like, well, I should put out a couple other tunes when I do the Christmas tune. And,
so can we expect a Christmas album next year then?
Possibly, maybe, you never know.
I think we're onto something. We could have a
I have
party.
not listened to that Christmas song. I have to hear it.
Yes, Amanda is on it. Amanda Salemi. She's incredible. And we're actually hoping that, I think she's going to be on maybe one of the upcoming tracks that we've got coming out in the next month or two.
All right. Awesome. So now the next track you said is Helen is the next one to be released.
This is it. Yeah. This is our first single, Helen. This is actually our first studio.
Oh, so this is the first one. You're releasing it first. All right. Nice.
Yeah.
So people really will be hearing it. Oh,
this is nobody's heard this.
All right. Yeah. Well,
this is it.
And you get to hear it here on 13 Folds Live.
Yes. So we've got it coming out on March 5th. It'll be available everywhere that you can find digital music.
So the day after the live stream, you guys are busy, virtually busy.
Yeah. I was just texting with them now, and you asked earlier about how many songs are we doing, and they just asked if we could add another song to the list. So
the techno remix that for 13 Folds. I want that, man. We got to make it happen.
Allow you to just take our music and just do what you want to do with it. If it gets out there and somebody hears it and it comes off as an EDM song, but people like it, awesome.
Oh yeah, we'll do a house mix down, man. We'll have break dancers and everything. It's going to be phenomenal. Yeah.
Take Breakdown, one of our songs. That'll make a good EDM.
Yeah, you heard it here. You heard it here first on 13 Folds.
But yeah, we're really excited about this tune. We're really, really proud of how it came out, and we worked with Sammy Wags out of New York, and we're pretty excited about it. So we hope people enjoy it. So
after the virtual show, do you got any other virtual shows coming up anytime soon, or?
That's it for right now. We're looking down the road and see what pops up. If things open up a little bit, maybe we'll get back up on a stage in front of some people. But
so will this be the first time that you guys are all playing like together face to face since all this started?
We're lucky. Well, we got to play a show at Dusk last year.
Oh yeah, the September show.
But it was quick. It was like kind of like a, hey guys, see ya. And then, but luckily we got to get together this past weekend and be in a room together.
All right, nice.
We had a blast, and we had to bone up on some stuff and brush up on, dust off the cobwebs a little bit. It's one thing to record, and it's great to be able to record together like we've been doing, but it's another thing to be in a room together and actually talk it out.
It's
and have a good
timing.
time.
It's all timing, and,
Yeah.
and getting that feeling for you got to get that second nature for the guys in your bandmate, and you lose that if you're not together. Doing this a lot. So, anyways, guys, be sure to check out the Stone Road Band online, the stoneroadband.com, which I actually like the website. You got some good stuff on the web. There's some live videos and everything up there. Go check them out. Check out the photo gallery. These handsome fellas, give them some likes. Go to Facebook and check these guys out. Be sure to log in. What is Dusk's live page? But just type in Dusk Live on
Yeah, I think it comes up
on
Dusk
YouTube
live streams
and
or
it'll
something.
come
Yeah,
up.
just like us.
So that's March
Dusk
4th.
Providence.
That's March 4th. March 5th, you got the new single coming out, Helen, which you're about to hear here first before we chop it up and turn it into a techno hit. Which actually, you know what? Daft Punk just broke up this week.
I know.
Didn't
I
that
heard
happen?
that. That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't too big of a fan. They had a couple songs. We played one of them earlier. But
Starting
I mean,
in 2007.
they're just.
But you know what's kind of funny though is like I feel like that's the first band that I've heard of that's broken up, like announced their breakup since like the 90s.
But they announced it. They
like
announced
it's
it dramatically.
news.
Like they released this really cool video and everything, and I thought it was awesome.
They went out with a bang.
Yeah, they did. They went out with a bang. Anyways, thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you, Kevin, for taking the time out to join us.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for doing this. This is great that people are getting creative with how to allow artists to get out there and get their voices heard and their music heard and be seen. And I for one truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me on.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And I hope everybody enjoys Helen.
I hope everybody does too. Thank you to our sponsors, Solar Therapeutics, Kind Card, Wonderland Smoke Shop. See, I'm not even drinking. You know what? It's because I bit my tongue. That's what it is. It's the tongue injury. A special shout out to our premier sponsor, Northeast Alternatives. Thank you guys for making this all happen. Be sure to subscribe to 13 Folds Live on YouTube. We switched things up a little bit. We're going to do another hour of cool ass shit on YouTube again. I think it's cool anyways. That's coming up after Helen. Stick around, watch it. Thank you guys. More great music coming up. But first, here's Helen from the Stone Road Band. Thank you guys for listening to 13 Folds Live on lemonadio.com. It's pirate radio without all the raping and pillaging.
Because it feels so wrong. Turn the lights down low. Make my way to you. See it all unfold. Make the world go round while I follow you.
13 Folds Alive.